Yoda, AT-AT Driver, 41 action figures from Kenner's Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back collection, each sold separately. You can send for this new action figure survival kit free with 5 proofs of purchase from any Empire Strikes Back action figures. 12 accessories like Hoth backpack that fits on action figures sold separately. Offer expires May 31st, 1981. Details on specially marked packages at participating stores. Yoda, AT-AT Driver, and other action figures each sold separately from Kenner's Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back collection.
Again, another toy advertisement commercial with a whole bunch of different figures. You know, they advertised Yoda and the AT-AT driver, which is interesting to see that they even had one specifically for him, which makes sense. It's nice to know that they actually do that. It also mentioned this whole idea of like, oh, if you have proof of purchase of these figures, then we will give you all these special accessories that you could attach onto your figures, even the ones that make sense, and the ones that don't make sense, because you know what? We're just cool like that, and don't forget it. So yeah, that was something. Don't forget, guys, because that's good stuff. That's good stuff.
Your step must be quick. Your action, sure.
Yoda puppet and the Force lightsaber, each sold separately.
As you move your lightsaber, the sound of the Force moves with you. It can be a powerful friend. That is your first lesson. Learn it well.
The Force isn't my lightsaber.
The Force is in all things, even you, my young Jedi.
The Force lightsaber and new Yoda puppet, each sold separately from Kenner's Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back collection.
So that was that was actually a really funny commercial, oddly enough. So that had Yoda hand puppet, oddly enough, which actually works super well, and it's super like ironic how it works. And for those that do not know, Yoda in the early ones was supposedly like a puppet kind of figure. I mean, yeah, he's supposed to be like a puppet-like figure, and I mean, he was played by, his voice is done by Frank Oz, if you don't know, and Frank Oz is the person that does a lot of characters on, in the Muppets, like, you know, Miss Piggy, and he also does, Fozzie Bear, and a whole bunch of other major characters that, are very popular that he's done before, so it's really cool. And then they emphasize the lightsaber a little bit less, oddly enough, which I'm surprised because you would think, oh, lightsaber's like pretty important, right? No, it doesn't seem like they really emphasize it as much. They emphasize really Yoda. And it makes sense that they would do a hand puppet for him, and he totally works as a hand puppet. Like, I totally could see that. Like, I looked at it like, that actually works. Like, that works really well. Although, would I get it myself? Not necessarily. It's kind of annoying. For like, I don't know. I'm not against it, but I'm not in love with it. Yeah. I mean, Yoda's awesome, but I don't know. I really don't know, guys.
From Kenner's Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back collection, it's Tauntaun.
My mission is urgent.
Tauntaun has removable reins and saddle. Action figures each sold separately.
Hail, Rebel soldier! Han Solo, help! Luke Skywalker's in danger.
Tauntaun's front and hind legs move.
Luke's okay. I found him. Our mission's complete.
Tauntaun from Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back collection. Action figures each sold separately. From Kenner.
That was a toy commercial this time for the Tauntauns, which actually is pretty awesome. They're pretty big in size, and it seems like they have like hind leg functionality and front leg functionality, and you know, they're good scale. Like, they're just big enough so that like the figures can fit on them. They have like a saddle and stuff, so it's not something where it's like an issue. It's not like one of those things where, because like usually when figures have that kind of like the setup of like, oh, you can run in it, it's kind of iffy, because sometimes you get it where it actually works really well, and sometimes you get it where it's like they're kind of on it, but they look ridiculous, or they barely fit. And personally, that's my big concern, because it's like when you see figures where they're supposed to ride on something that is another figure rather than like something that's meant to actually fit them, then that's kind of iffy. And even then, it's kind of iffy when it's an actual figure, because you have to really hope that like it fits well, and you have to also hope that it's not one of those things where it's like you have to position them in a specific way, because like those are annoying. Like, I hate when figures do it where it's like, oh, you have to like specifically place them in a certain way, otherwise they don't fit, because it looks terrible, because like that's annoying as ever when you do that. So you know, you do what you can, but try your best. That's all I can say. No.
From Kenner Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back collection, it's Rebel Armored Snowspeeder. Batteries not included.
You got my message.
C-3PO and Rebel Soldier action figures, each sold separately.
We'll get you to safety. The Empire forces. We've got to escape.
Snowspeeder has laser guns with sound and light action.
Got 'em. Back to the rebel base.
Rebel Armored Snowspeeder from Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back collection. Action figures each sold separately from Kenner.
That is the Rebel Armored Snowspeeder, and that actually looks really awesome. I've always loved the Snowspeeder. The Landspeeder is cool, but the Snowspeeder is awesome. Like, I just love the Snowspeeder look. It's a good size figure. It has some awesome lights and sounds, which is definitely emphasized here. You can definitely see that they definitely wanted to emphasize it. I keep on saying definitely. Don't ask me why, but I don't know. It's a really, really cool looking vehicle anyway. I like the overall functionality of it. It looks like there's definitely some room to fit at least one figure in there. I doubt there's like a back compartment intended for any other figure, so you're definitely gonna have to fit like one guy in there. But even so, it looks pretty nice, and just in general, like, I doubt that they would really put more than that in reality. So yeah, it looks good. You know, they had the Rebel soldier, and they had the and the C-3PO figure in that, which looked nice, you know, perfectly good figures. So yeah, good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, that's about it.
From Kenner Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back collection, Millennium Falcon that you put together, batteries not included.
Nice landing, Han Solo. Uh-oh, come on, Chewbacca. Stormtroopers are coming.
Action figures each sold separately.
Got 'em on radar. I'll fire the laser cannon.
There's even a hidden storage hatch.
Ready for takeoff. Jump to light speed. We're gone. On to the Death Star.
Millennium Falcon from Kenner Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back collection. Action figures each sold separately.
Okay, so that was the Millennium Falcon again. Now this time, unlike the last one, they mentioned in the past one that it's put together and all that, it has some functionality and stuff, but this time they actually showcased it. This time they actually showcased the laser cannons, where you sit the figures, all these different locations. It has a landing area, you can climb up it, you can have your figures go up it, all that. I mean, like, it's nice. It's really, really nice stuff. And it's a big size thing. I mean, like, that practically is like a combination of a vehicle, a playset, and just in general, like an area where you can just make scenes and be creative and do a lot of really cool stuff. And there's a lot of ways to really work with that and have fun with that. And like the landing gear comes right back up. I mean, this was done really, really, really well. Like, that's all I can say. Like, they knew that this would be a popular toy, and they knew that they didn't want to make this a mess. So they worked hard. And I'll tell you this much right now, it looks really good. It looks really good. It looks good. So yeah, that's about it. Let's keep going.